Hello dear students, and welcome to another virtual English lesson. I am Diana Jelihovschii.
And I am Maria Johnson. And today we're going to talk about what it's like to be a 21st century teenager. What does it look like to be a teen today? Society is constantly changing. Morals, goals, expectations, and emotions are completely different now than they were in the past.
We would like to start our lesson by giving you some hot tips. For you, teenagers, not everyone will agree with you, and that's
okay.
Not everyone will like you.
That's okay.
Not everyone will be friendly.
That is also all right.
Not everyone will see the world like you.
That's okay.
Not everything will go the way you want. And that is, Maria?
Okay.
Okay.
You are meant to feel anxious when you start a new school. You have to do an oral presentation in class, perform in front of the school, or have an exam or test.
A certain amount of anxiety can be beneficial to increase your capacity to focus. However, when it is flooding you and paralyzes you from going to school or from having a go, it has become problematic. Learning ways to calm anxiety and stress is an important part of managing your own well-being.
There are many ways to build positive neurochemicals that can counteract the stress neurochemicals, and you need to learn what they are as soon as you can. For some, it's music. For others, it's physical activity. For some, it's spending time in nature. And that might mean fishing, mountain biking, surfing, or just walking the dog. Every now and then, give yourself an opportunity to stretch yourself. Choose a new goal. Take up a new hobby.
Please don't listen to your inner critic voice. The mindless thoughts that flood through your head really get stronger in adolescence. Small things can easily become big things, and I explain this as being a bit like an ant attack. Ant stands for automatic negative thoughts, and if they are allowed to run wildly in your mind, you can get stuck in some really dark places. If you can learn to practice some mindfulness or calming strategies, you will begin to hear the incredible wisdom that it holds for you. The more stressed you are, the less you will hear the wise voice. Before you make a quick decision, pause. Take a few deep breaths and imagine you are asking your heart if this is a good idea.
This is especially important when you're online. Really ask yourself before you hit post or send. Better still, sleep on any decision that is really important and ask yourself the question again. Speaking of sleep, please try to reduce your screen time at night to help with sleep. Teen sleep problems are real and can make stress so much worse. Pleasurable activities, both real and imagined, can help you feel better in your inner and outer world.
Kind thoughts. So, kind thoughts, grateful thoughts are thoughts about how to help or encourage others. Always make positive brain chemicals and act like an ant poison.
Find your spark and prioritize it in your life. No matter what it is, being an environmental warrior, a climate change advocate, horse riding, painting, dancing, cooking, enjoying music, outdoor education, fishing, footy, watching other people play games on YouTube, breeding ducks, chatting with your friends, mountain bike riding, rock wall climbing, not for me, yoga. Please find the thing that makes you spark and do it often. This will improve your mood and it will give you energy basically to improve your life.
So Peter L. Benson said that every teenager has a spark, something that is good, beautiful, and useful to the world. Sparks illuminate a young person's life and give it energy and purpose.
When teens feel emotionally flat, they can stop connecting with their friends in the outside world, and this can be a very dark place for them to be. It's always okay to ask your friend, "Are you okay?" And the simple act of just listening, being there, and letting them cry with you is often enough.
Friendships take work. We have to tend them carefully like gardens. So be loyal and kind and respectful of your friends. Also, know that sometimes friends outgrow each other and you might find different interests. And that's okay too. So try to be a good friend. Embrace the gifts that failure can give.
No, seriously. Failure really can be a gift. If you fail a significant test at school, it will tell you that you have not prepared enough, or that you do not have the required level of understanding that you need. And you can go back and ask the teacher for help. On another level, the failure might be suggesting to you that this won't be something you will pursue for the rest of your life.
Failure is not always pleasant, and it is not a true indicator of who you are or the depth of your character. It is just something that happens, and it will happen when you are a grown-up too.
No, really, it will. They do.
Your parents really love you. There will be times that will have significant conflict with your parents, and you may even shout at each other and slam door. Parents want to keep you safe and away from harm, and you want to spread your wings and fly away.
Every parent is doing the best job that they can with the skills that they have. And parenting is a really difficult task in a world that is constantly changing. And because they really love you, so cut them some slack.
Teens of all generations have and need to learn to adapt and understand that changes will constantly be happening. Being a teen today can mean many things to several different types of people. However, being a teen has always meant growing in many different ways.
A 21st century teenager is the generation that is quickly breaking the thoughts of the past and learning to love each other for everything they are.
So, let's pay attention to the verbs of this statement. Is, are. What kind of verb tense is it about?
It is about present simple tense. In this case, the use of present simple is stating a fact, something general about teens. Let's see together what they are, what the uses of these tenses are.
Let's see. So, we have simple present tense. The simple present tense is a verb tense which is used to show repetition, habit, or generalization. Less commonly, the simple present can be used to talk about schedules, actions in the near future, and in some cases, actions happening now.
The first use the simple present to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event, a scheduled event, or something that happens often. It can also be something a person often forgets or usually does not do.
And we have some examples to present.
She always forgets her purse. I play tennis. Does the sun circle the earth? The train does not leave at 9 a.m.
The second use of the present simple is that it expresses facts or generalizations. The simple present can also indicate the speaker's belief that a fact was true before is true now and will be true in the future. It is not important if the speaker is correct about the fact. It is also used to make generalizations about people or things. And we have some examples. California is in America. California is not in the United Kingdom. Cats like milk. Do pigs like milk? New York is a small city, and it is not important because this fact is untrue.
Let's take a look at the third use, which is scheduled events in the near future. Speakers occasionally use simple present to talk about scheduled events in the near future. This is most commonly done when talking about public transportation, but it can be used with other scheduled events as well. Let's take a look at a few examples. The train leaves tonight at 6. The bus does not arrive at 11 a.m. It arrives at 11 p.m. When does class begin tomorrow? The party starts at 8 o'clock.
Use number 4. Speakers sometimes use the simple present to express the idea that an action is happening or is not happening now. This can only be done with non-continuous verbs and certain mixed verbs. Like in this example. I am here now. He needs help right now. He does not need help now. Do you have your passport with you?
English verbs are divided into 3 groups: normal verbs, non-continuous verbs, and mixed verbs.
Most verbs are normal verbs. These verbs are usually physical actions which you can see somebody doing. These verbs can be used in all tenses, like to run, to walk, to eat, to fly, to go, to say, to touch. And we have 2 examples. I eat dinner every day. I am eating dinner now.
Let's take a look at group 2, non-continuous verbs. The second group, called non-continuous verbs, is smaller. These verbs are usually things you cannot see somebody doing. These verbs are rarely used in continuous tenses. They include abstract verbs such as to be, to want, to cost, to seem, to need, to care, to contain, to owe, to exist. Also possession verbs, to possess, to own, to belong. And then you have your emotional verbs, to like, to love, to hate, to dislike, to fear, to envy, to mind.
And here are the examples.
Looking at the first sentence, he is needing help now. The correct way would be,
he needs help now.
the next example, he is wanting a drink now. We would say that correctly by,
he wants a drink now. What about the mixed verbs?
to appear, to feel, to have, to hear, to look, to see, to weigh. Don't like that word. He thinks the test is easy. Non-continuous verb. He considers the test to be easy. To think. She is thinking about the question. Normal verb. She is pondering the question, going over it in her mind.
So the third group, called mixed verbs, is the smallest group. These verbs have more than one meaning, like in our case is the verb to think. In a way, each meaning is a unique verb. Some meanings behave like non-continuous verbs, while other meanings behave like normal verbs.
Rarely is to be used in a continuous form. This is most commonly done when a person is temporarily behaving badly or stereotypically. It can also be used when someone's behavior is noticeably different.
So we have the verb to be. Joe is American, non-continuous verb. Joe is American citizen, that means. Joe is being very American, normal verb. Joe is behaving like a stereotypical American. Joe is being very rude. It's a normal verb. Joe is behaving very rudely. Usually he is not rude. And the last example. Joe is being very formal. Normal verb. It means that Joe is behaving very formally. Usually he is not formal. Being a 21st century teen can be difficult or less difficult. It depends on you. Yes?
Yeah.
How you spend your time, how you appreciate the people that surround you, the nature. Everything depends on me, on you, even on you, dear students.
You can try to make a diary. Enjoy every journal. And do not forget to practice present simple.
Every day. Goodbye.
Goodbye.